Could just let us know your birth date and where you were born. Your birth date and where you were born. We'll start with a Harold on the end. What's your birthday?
My birthday? October 4th, 1925.
1925. October the 4th.
October 4th.
All right.
I'm
Leroy?
born in Arlington.
In Arlington.
Yeah.
Arlington, South Carolina.
Arlington, South Carolina.
All right.
Okay, well, mine is November the 11th, 1941.
41.
Matter of fact, the 11/11/41, and I born in Randolph.
In Vaughnville, South Carolina. Okay. I guess
March 10th, 1911. Born in Hampton County.
is that right?
Yeah.
Hampton County. In a hospital?
No. Wasn't no hospital.
Well, that's what I wanted people to know.
I think it was in Hampton County.
See, now,
Yeah, in Hampton County.
right. See, now, a person younger than me would automatically think you was born in a hospital, but you wasn't.
No. What? Cause I don't know. I don't remember no hospital then.
Is that right?
And tell you the truth, I hardly remember the doctor then. There wasn't no doctor then much. And the doctor you had, I don't know, you ain't remember him.
Midwife.
He'd come to the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a midwife.
Oh,
everybody-
midwife then. But
Yeah,
I
you had a
don't know
midwife.
with my.
You had your mom had a
My
midwife?
father did.
Okay.
In them years. This lady would come and stay with my mother so many days and help her till she could get up where she could get around.
Okay.
And you used to call her a midwife, that's what you used to call her.
Right.
I had some children born around me and I had midwife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's something that,
Yeah.
a person my age would have never thought. I mean, we used to think that everybody go to the hospital. But
No.
and the doctors always came to the house and
The doctor
like
came
they
to
see
the
on the old
house.
westerns with the little bag and that was it, huh?
Yeah, and that's it.
House
Yeah.
visits.
And it didn't been no disease like it was now.
Right.
No, it wasn't nothing like that now. No.
So how was childhood as a child? I know. I mean, did you have time to play or did you have to
Oh
work?
yeah. Up. When you get large enough, we had time to play. Yeah.
Okay.
We played. You know what? After well, I put it like this. Now, where it be on the air on TV like them boys played different things. We played that then.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So they think it's new, but y'all did the same
If you
thing.
come to this, you know what I'm talking about now. When you come to this stick, when you stick in the ground and go up, we did that.
Volleyball.
Oh, with the,
Yeah.
okay.
We did that back in them time. Now that ain't new to me.
Right.
We did it, but now we just was playing.
Right.
You see what I mean?
So you made your own toy.
Yeah. We just played. Yeah. But now it's a popular thing now. Fella do things like that. But we did all of that when we was coming up.
Is that right?
Playing. Yeah.
Is that right?
And I remember the time raining down fish.
Rain fish?
Yeah.
That's a new
Rain down fish and frogs too. Yes,
How
sir.
would it rain down fish?
Yes, sir.
I mean, just fish falling out of the sky?
Now I didn't see them,
Mm-hmm.
but after the rain, in the dirt road, no water running,
Okay.
fish was in it.
Oh.
And people would, a lot of them now, older people now, tell you that's true. Rain down fish, or frog too.
Wow.
Yeah. And now you know ice come out the sky. You know that, don't
Right,
you?
yeah, hail come out.
Yeah,
they
and the
call it
fish come
hail.
out there too. I don't know.
You don't know how.
Back in young time.
Right.
Yeah. Rain down fish, yeah. Many times. After the rain, you go in the road, you see them fish jumping up. Jumping up. You
Is that right?
see what I mean?
Have you had any experiences, either one, had any other experiences as a child that you'd like to share?
Me?
Yes.
I can't remember
Well, we used to walk around, like you say, on those, what I don't know if they call them steaks or something. You make that shoe They're standing on.
Oh, okay, yeah, like a platform, yeah.
Yeah, make
Stills.
them stand stills. Yeah.
Stills.
Yeah.
Stills.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
used
you
to.
know,
Yeah,
You used to make them yourself, huh?
Yeah, we make ourselves get out there.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Well, I actually still, just remember, and when you didn't have a basketball court, you use a tire from a rim from a tire.
right.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I mean, you just, I know, you used to make your own toys, but now
Yeah,
kids
that's
don't
true.
have to do
That's
that
true.
now.
That's true.
You just go down
That's
to the
true. I
store and
used to
buy a
make
toy.
wagons, block wagons and all like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get back to church affairs. I guess we walked 10 miles to church
10 miles.
Yeah.
from over the swamp to from over around over around Toby Bluff Church to St. John Church.
That's right. I remember that.
To St.
I
John's
did
Well for
that.
you?
I did that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were in Farmville, born in Farmville, right?
No. Rock
No,
Island.
You was in Arlington, so you walked from Arlington to St. John?
St. John.
Yeah.
And you walked from,
From Arlington, rather say from Arlington to St. John.
Okay.
They were there. Yeah.
Now,
And it wouldn't be no one or two of us. Sometimes it'd be quite a few of us.
Yeah.
And go
Quite a
along
few.
there and singing or doing something, and think nothing of it.
next thing you know, you're there.
Yeah.
That's the time we can get to walk along with the girls.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Go to church that
You
day
can't,
and the night.
and everybody passed, you come to the cemetery in a wagon.
Wasn't no car.
No cars.
No car. In a wagon, horse and buggy. Or wagon and a horse or a mule. Comes and somebody. Wasn't no even bomb either. You didn't even bomb people way back then over years back.
So they didn't, I guess after people passed, it couldn't take a long time to bury them. They
No,
buried them pretty quick.
it didn't take
Came
long
out
at all.
tonight and built that box tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, they built a box the same night.
yeah, they built a box, yeah.
That's how they did my mother.
Yeah,
Okay.
they built a box. Somebody
Now,
come-
Now, what year was that? What year would have been that?
I can't really, but tell you what happened. When my mother died, I was 8 years old.
Okay.
But now I can't remember the year. I mean, she died. I can't remember.
Right, right.
Can't recall that.
Okay, so the cemetery is where?
Cemetery is down that Toll Bliss
It's
Road.
still Toby's Bluff. Okay.
But when my granddaddy died, I guess they carried him, from the back wheel to St. John in the wagon. That's a little more than 10 miles, isn't it?
10 miles.
Or further,
Okay.
more or less. Yeah.
Now, what about schooling? I mean, I guess you had to walk to school as well.
Wasn't no school much.
Okay.
Yeah.
The school I got, they had a little schoolhouse down at Toll Bliss Church.
So the church was a school as well.
You know where the church at?
Okay.
All right, we had a little schoolhouse down there, and I'd go down there I went down there to school. You had to walk.
And
So it's like the ones in one room, everybody's in one room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't no grades, they're just together, or
Yeah.
you had to be a certain age, or?
I think we did together. I don't really had no grade because we had one teacher, that's all.
Okay.
And I ain't got no learning.
She teach everything.
Didn't learn anything? Just one time.
This man up here.
Yes, sir.
So a good master taught you what you really needed to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I will tell you another thing. In my lifetime, I borrowed $100 cash money. In my lifetime. $100 cash. Match money. In my lifetime.
Yeah, what's that?
Now, can you believe that?
I mean, that's hard to imagine
Huh?
for me, because,
And now I has an old bill now.
Right, right.
And I paid them. But the borrowed money, $100 in my lifetime.
Mhm.
Cash money.
I mean, that's strange, because you think about it now, I mean, to buy a house now, you got to borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
Borrow it
yeah.
to just
Well,
to buy a decent house.
That's the difference now.
Right.
Yeah. But in my lifetime, I borrowed $100. $100 cash money in my
That's saying
lifetime.
a lot.
Now you got the cars out there now cost
Oh, man, no.
just as much
More than
as
a house. More than a house. Some of them call more than a house.
And
Yeah.
like coming up when you was referring to the doctors used to make what they call house calls.
Yeah, right,
If
right.
you wasn't ill
right.
enough to go to the
Yeah,
doctor, the
yeah.
doctor would come
Doctor
out.
come to you.
You come to you,
Come to
but you
you.
couldn't get none of them come to you now, doctor.
Now, do you know county hospital there well, it's in Vaughnville,
Uh-huh.
Vaughnville and Hampton.
Uh-huh.
That hospital was built in the early 50s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't nowhere as large then as it is now.
Right.
It
Oh,
started
okay.
off with a couple of rooms.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And you had your black on one side and your white on the other side.
So it's a segregated hospital.
Yeah, it was segregated. As a matter of fact,
I
it
remember
was
that.
segregated and so.
Now, where was that? That's it.
This ain't Vaughnville.
In Vaughnville.
That whole, what you call it, Hampton General,
I remember
Vaughnville
that.
General.
Yeah,
The
what's
hospital
the
going out from Vaughnville to Hampton on your left down there,
Okay.
about midway, about the state highway department up in that area.
Doctor office,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Pulaski.
Yeah, well,
That was
Pulaski in that
segregated.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
What
in
about-
the early 50s.
What about work? I mean, when did you? What age did you have to start working? Each one of you can tell me what age you had to start working and what type of work did you have?
I started working about 15 years old.
15 years old when you started working.
I used to work in a lorry with.
Logging.
Yeah.
That's still big time down there now.
That
isn't
was,
it?
at
Oh,
that
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
you had a crosscut, so
Okay.
one man on one end, the other on the other.
Okay. So you're sawing back and forth.
That's
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
And I started working around about 16 years old.
Is that in Arlington or
Yeah.
right there?
I
Now?
was in that.
So there was a mill there, or just you
Yeah,
just cut
they
the logs
had,
down and set them
well,
off?
I would say too, all of it wasn't in Alton. We logged
In the
for
area.
a company like, cutting log for mill, for a salt mill.
Okay.
And we would, at that time they had them a mule, dragging the log. And I was sewing with a guy, and he didn't know nothing about the Georgia hunt. You got a Georgia hunt, you like that. And at that time, you just had it like that. So them logs all day long, and before you saw one log, the mule was sitting there waiting on the log. Steady going.
So you just cut them all day and load them
all
up. And
day, they roll them up on the truck with a mule.
what time in the morning did you have to start?
Huh?
What time in the morning did you start cutting, and then what time
Oh,
you end?
it should be, early you can see good.
Okay.
And that's all day long.
Daybreak and then day end.
Well, you get a little lunch. And then you go back until time to knock off in the afternoon.
As long as the sun was shining.
Get knock.
Leroy, what about you?
Them were days back then.
Well, I started at an early age. I was born and raised up on the farm. Dad and Mom were sharecroppers. And we went to school now. That's one thing they never did. They didn't go along with
We're from here.
keeping you out of school. No. The white man worked, and I used the white man, but the guy that farm work waited until we come out of school.
Okay.
Now you did it before you went to school, and you did it after you got back that evening out of school, and you got your homework too. And there was no electricity doing that.
Yeah.
You got that homework. You got it by that lamplight.
So what time did you have to? So you said you had to work before you went to school. What time did you start?
Yeah. One of my chores was before I went to school in the morning, I had to walk into Vaughnville to milk the cow.
So you had to walk from home.
Yeah, I had to go home.
To Vaughnville, how far?
Vaughnville, we talking about a mile.
Okay.
And then I go in there and milk the cow and come back home and get dressed for school and walk that same mile back into Vaughnville and walk another mile back out of Vaughnville to get to
So
school.
what time when did you start working?
I don't know just exactly. I put it like this. I started working ever since I was big enough.
Okay,
How
right.
long that, ever since I was big enough, I worked, plowed for my daddy. Then I got big enough. Then I went in the logging woods. And then from there to the sawmill. I just turned logs. You don't know what that is.
No.
I turned logs. I turned log, man. I like that.
Now, what do you mean by turn log? What is it? What do you do?
Okay, you got a saw cutting the lumber. You got a saw going, you're cutting the lumber. All right, and you cut that side, then you turn it over.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You turn it over so they can cut the other side flat.
That's right. You keep on turning it until they cut all of it, all the logs out. You keep on turning till you cut all of them out.
Gotcha.
You see what I mean?
Right. So you had to keep pace with the saw. So once you cut,
Yeah,
through-
yeah.
Yes.
But when that saw come back, I mean when the carriage come back,
Okay.
you turn the log. The fella give you the time, give you a sign to turn it, and not to turn it.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
So when you turn, you had to turn it to the flat side, and then it cut another flat side for you. You turn it. Okay.
Yeah. And he give you the sign.
I mean, those are pretty big logs.
They don't, yeah, I turn log that big, man. Yeah. I turn log that big, yeah. Some of them, you know, it's kind of that big.
So hard work won't kill you. That is
Oh,
true.
no, hard work won't.
That's
I've done it all my life, man. I've done hard work.
I mean, I've always heard that term. My dad used to tell me that hard work won't kill you.
And
but-
it don't make no difference if you stay out all night. That was the same thing. You get up in the morning, you go to work,
Right.
or usually you go on the farm.
Yeah.
Of course, it ain't no such a thing staying out all night now. It wasn't no such a thing as that. Because other people would, your dad and your mother wouldn't put up with that.
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't put up with that. But man, sure.
Yeah.
I done all of that. And then I leave from that, and I went in, of course, you don't know nothing about that. And I raised, some of the time, I raised my family on WPA, a nigger relief, they call it.
WPA. Okay.
You remember?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like it was a government thing or something?
Yeah, it's a government thing. If so,
Government
that was the only thing I had to do.
Is that
That was
right?
the only thing. I had worked for 50 cents a day and got it every 2 weeks. 50 cents a day, got it every 2 weeks.
And how much did they give you?
Who?
How much did the WPA give you? I mean, how?
50 cents a day.
Oh, okay. So you worked, and then they paid you the 50 cent a day
Right, every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks. 50 cent
50 cents. Every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks.
The boss man, when you call him the boss,
Okay.
the boss man, he's getting 75 cents a day.
Wow.
Get it every 2 weeks. Now you know a lot of times people don't see why you live like that.
But things didn't cost as much, though, did
But
they?
man, you could go to the store with $2 and you couldn't talk the grocery
You couldn't
back.
carry it back.
You know, you couldn't carry it back.
Is that
No,
right?
you can't go. It sure, hey, I guess it almost take me 6 months to buy a pair of shoes at $1.50.
You go to your
Huh?
wardrobe.
What is it?
You didn't have to worry about making it mind like we do now as to
Right.
what
Yeah,
we
no,
gonna
right,
wear.
right.
yeah, you
Didn't have to worry about that.
You don't know. Well, at that time you don't know, and did that and didn't thought nothing of it.
Right, right.
No.
Right.
You didn't thought nothing.
Now
of it.
that that 75 cents now won't buy you.
Cup of coffee.
It won't buy you a cup of coffee.
No,
As a matter of fact,
No,
it
no.
won't buy you 10 swallows of water.
almost seen them buy you nothing. Almost, man, it almost.
You gotta have some more to go along with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, a bottle of water costs you $1, doesn't it?
yeah.
A bottle of water. Who would have thought that?
And look away gas, fuel is. Look away that is. Yeah.
But you know, we spoke earlier about going. That's the way we used to go to church. We were staying in town, and we walked from in town to Sinai.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And this wouldn't be some Sundays, but Daddy,
Be every Sunday.
this was Sunday.
Did the weather matter?
Well, now if it was raining, yeah.
It was a different story.
But cold. One day he said, well, you walk along there, you didn't warm up, you know. Now, I've gone many times on the back of the tractor, gone many times in the wagon.
Okay.
Because transportation was slim to none, you know. That was, well, for the average black man, you know, just didn't have that transportation. And we, like I said, me, mama, daddy, Quilla, and sister, we would walk. And man, you know, you get there and you go to Sunday school. Dad was Sunday school superintendent, and ain't nobody in the classroom but us. Me, Dad, Mom, Quilly, and sister. I'm saying, well, Daddy, you could have had this at the house.
So you walk for nothing. But that was the house of the Lord. That's where you're supposed to go.
Yes. And believe it or not, they didn't have. Now they do. 99% of them down there now they do have service every Sunday. But doing then, Sinai was on the first Sunday, St. John was on the full Sunday, Antioch I think was on the second or the third Sunday. They went
so they rotated from church to church.
Rotated from church to church, yeah. And you come out of your church, you come out of your Sunday school, and you would go visit. And the church, I mean, you always had a crowd. You had a whole lot of visitors, you know.
But you know, it seems like to me, I mean, you know, now it is 2005, and you hear, you know, the government trying to make sure that, you know, the church and the state is separate. But what I'm hearing from you is back then, the school and the church was really the same building.
Yeah, starting off with, yeah.
It's the same building, and now you can't, you know, they don't want them to come nowhere near each other.
No.
That don't make no sense.
No. Well, you see,
But
they've taken God out of them.
Yeah.
Out of school. They got rid of prayer out of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's chaos in there.
Yeah.
It's chaos in the school.
Mm-hmm.
And now they trying to get rid of God off, in God we trust, all the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It seems like that would have been the first thing should be prayer.
Right.
In
Yeah,
school.
sure.
It seems like that would be the first thing
They
in
don't
school
want
for prayer.
They don't-
You're learning a kid.
they-
That ought to be the first thing.
I mean, if you learn nothing else, you got to learn that.
Yeah. You learn that. Yeah, you learn that. That's a stop.
Why
That's
would
the
you
main
say?
thing.
Why would you say it's the main thing? Why?
Huh?
Why would you say that's the
Well,
main thing?
If you want to serve the Lord, that ought to be the first thing you do. Huh?
Okay.
Ain't that right? That's a start off. That's the beginning.
That's
To me,
ground
that's
floor.
the beginning. That's the foundation.
Okay.
Huh? That's the foundation.
Well,
Prayer is the foundation. Yeah.
and we
It's up.
can see the chaos since they took it out. What
Oh,
has happened? Since they take it out. But on the other hand, too, I believe I was a youngster during that time, but I believe we as a Christian community presume or thought that this one lady couldn't have done that.
No, somebody go along with me.
Yeah, on her own.
Is it Madeline O'Hara when she fought you for that?
Don't make no sense,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Don't make no sense.
What are some Harold? What are some of the lines you remember about? Okay, I remember when I was in church. This thing stuck with me for the rest of my life. Anything you can think of?
What can I remember going to church?
Right.
Well, back then, we go to church. We go to church. We didn't have Sunday school because my mother died when I was 8, and my daddy raised me.
Okay.
And he said that you get to church on Sunday school, and see that you go to church. You go to church back in them days. Where the kids now, some of them don't care too much about going to church.
Right. There was no option back then.
But now it's getting a little better than it used to be. Now, I mean children, because the parents and stuff taking them to church now. It's a day and time now we need to be in church.
Right.
We need to be. So we go to church like that. And back in them days, you run a revival. And we go to church in the nighttime.
Okay.
Go to church in the nighttime. That's when I tell you about we walk to St. John. Then we run a revival in St. John. And we walk over there to church and back. Nighttime like that.
So was it night because of the heat, or night because you was working during the day? How did that? Why at night?
Well, you mean why would it be night?
Yes.
Well, we run a revival.
Okay, so it ran real late.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, how
Yeah.
often did you have revivals?
Not like now we might go to church and be back home by 4 nights. But back in them days,
Yeah, people couldn't stand 2
you had
hours
to
at church
work
now.
until night. You had to work until night, and then you go to church.
Okay. All right. All right. So you kind of lose track of time at church. Next thing you know, it's
Yeah,
late at night.
yeah.
Okay.
So we had to go to church in the nighttime. They run revival,
Okay.
and they have that big meeting on Sunday.
Now, do you remember any particular? I guess most revivals, even now, you always have a guest speaker come in. Can you remember somebody who came in, or did you always have the same preaching revival?
Back in them days, really I can't hardly remember. I don't know if they had preachers coming in or they just had one preacher.
Okay.
I can't recall that.
Right. Your experiences, Leroy, about your earliest experiences of church.
Well, one thing, when you went in there, you sat down and you be behaving.
You're right.
I mean, as a child, you didn't do no ripping and running
Oh,
and,
no.
and all that because, look, those parents, they didn't have to say anything to you. They make that eye contact, brother.
Yeah, you
That was
know.
enough, huh?
That's
That's enough. Yes.
They made that eye contact.
That's enough.
And if you didn't get the message,
Yes, sir. Shame
well,
on
you got something else. And it wasn't no taking out around the
Don't
corner.
you know?
It wasn't no taking out around the corner before you got it. You got it right then and there on the spot in there, you know. And that have always stuck with me, you know. And now we have sometimes our young children, they do too much.
Yeah, they do.
They do a little too much of in church, but then that means that not only they are not paying attention, but then that's involving, that's obstructing someone else's.
Right. Somebody else is missing out because they're misbehaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, that was our only means of getting to church. That was walking. You know, and it's not that God didn't love us. He loved us because He gave us that strength. He gave us that power to do all those things, including walking to church. And we go and sit at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then we come back home. Well, if you didn't get a ride, then you walk there, you walk back. You know, and I can recall the times when Wilson have done our revival. Now, during the latter years, now that I left out from down there. I left on Christmas Day of '62, coming here, not here, but to D.C. And they began to getting away from that. Then Wilson and Reverend Walker, James and them, that was their preacher. They would, especially on Sundays, Walker would close Sinai out the first Sunday in May, first Sunday in October, and
So they would all get together?
Yeah, Sinai would close St. John out the full Sunday, because they is always be the full
So that's
Sunday.
the big meeting when the other churches come together.
Yeah, and guess what? Let me tell you something. Mom and Daddy would put that food in the car or whatever,
Oh, man.
and leave it there. But you can't do it with it now. That food will spoil on you.
That's true.
So they leave it out there in the hot sun, it would still be good, huh?
And when they finish church, they'd go back out there and serve it, and it would still be good. But now you go and cook that bad boy now.
Yes, yes. You
You
got
see
it.
the stuff they put in it now.
You go and cook it now, and leave it out there. You see what happens.
What if you thought, think of, just to ask you this, as a child, did you ever think that one day you would be in a hotel room in a big city, sitting in a comfortable chair and in a hotel room and got a little perfect view here and you'd have all your family here, and did it ever cross your mind that could possibly happen when you were walking back and forth
Not with me. Never thought it.
Mhm.
I ain't never thought it. You even thought about
Now that
But at them time,
Right.
my biggest.
you might say, Stu, you might say you take one day at a time. You didn't thought about them.
Right.
You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's me. I didn't thought of nothing about that. Now, when I was going to service at night, most of the time, I just was going. Just for, just to be going, in a way of speaking. Because you get with the crowd on the road, and you're maybe singing, maybe get with the crowd on the road, you go to singing or either that, and most are having fun. You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
Most are having fun, huh? That's me. That's me. But after I grown up, things change, They change. Now when I was going to church a lot of time at night like that, I just was going.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? I just.
Harold, what about you? Harold, what about you? Did you ever think that one day you would be?
I don't think I would. I ever would think that this would happen now.
Right.
I never did have that in view, that nothing like this would happen.
Isn't it amazing how, obviously the Lord has kept us, but it seems like He's overwhelmed us. Obviously, I wouldn't have thought of it, but now we got cars, we're going everywhere, man on the moon, space shuttles, and it's amazing. It's amazing, And it's not as amazing for me because, like I said, when I came along,
it's amazing for me.
Right.
Yeah. Because I come along back them time. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even thought about the time would be anyway different much when I come along. You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But now it's different. Yeah.
Okay.
You got all kinds of stuff now.
Just one more topic I wanted to touch on. Where do you see the Buckner? Where would you like to see the Buckner family 50 years from now? What would you like to see us say that we accomplished in 50 years? And let's start with Uncle Harold. We'll go down the line here. The Buckner family, us as a Buckner family, where would you like to see us 50 years from now?
Oh, I'd like to see us move forward.
Okay.
50 years from now.
Moving forward, what would you want us to accomplish in 50 years?
Well, we have young children coming in, and we could teach them that they have the family reunion right on after.
Okay.
We're going to leave here.
Okay.
We got to go. And then we have a group coming in that can take over the show power.
So you want to keep it going?
Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it going.
Stop.
Leroy?
Yeah, I would love to see the family reunion. I'd like to see it's continuing. I also would love to see more of our young people getting involved. I know with our chapter, we got a whole lot of our young people that they just don't seem like that they have the interest, but it is so important for them to have and for them to know and for them to be aware of. You have this family and it's bonded together and it's in love.
That's right.
And in order for us to grow, it's going to have to be together. Right. We're not going to be able to do it by ourselves. I'd like to say, a foundation or something. Yeah, you done put up this building, you done run this one out. You got one running for Congress or one running for president, even, anything is on.
So there's no limit to what you think we can do if we stay together.
Because it's got to be together, yeah.
Your closing thought?
He took it. Yeah, he took it.
So there's nothing can stop us if we stay with our foundation.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Yeah.
Older people keep pushing it. That'll throw the young people to come in and push it back.
Yeah.
And keep pushing it
Where
forward.
we going?
And how would you encourage them to? You come in, you just have to talk to them or something. Like
Right.
that. I don't know of any other thing that just try to encourage them. To come
them
in
encouraged.
and join it.
Yeah, come on.
Well, gentlemen, I tell you,
What
I
he's doing
think
is a nice thing. It's nice.
I thank you for your time. I really, really do. Because what I want to do is, you know, I just wanted to. I appreciate you doing this because, just like I said, I mean, I'm trying to make this a permanent thing so that 50 years from now we can look back at it and say, okay, this is the way we thought 50 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
And you know, I hope that this tape is some form of encouragement
Right.
for our children, for you know,
Yes,
50
come.
generations from now.
Yeah.
That they can look back and say,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that's where we came from. Now I have an understanding of it.
So true.
Because what we're doing right now, 50 years ago, they're going to say, wow, they did that back then?
Yeah, we
Just like you're saying, you know, you had 2 lamps.
Yeah, so true. So true.
You know, I don't know, we may be on the moon by then. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't double tell.
We may all be on the moon. I don't know.
Way back them time, who would have thought it would have been like now?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
We did. I mean, I didn't.
No, I
thought it'd be
didn't.
like that. Huh?
No, I didn't.
I didn't know, man.
And you know what? And the doctor the doctor got help from us.
True.
We got our help from God and from Mother Nature
Yeah,
because
right.
we used more of the things that God had on this earth
Right.
for us to use that took care of a whole lot of sickness. You got cut, you went and got some moss. You don't see too many moss. Trees just growing
Gotcha.
moss. You know?
That's true. You know, and they call that's one of the things. If you get some herbs and stuff, they call alternative medicine. I don't understand how they can call that alternative medicine when it was here first.
Here.
I know what you mean.
Right.
I know what
How
you
you
mean.
gonna call, you know, an herb alternative medicine
Yeah.
and it was here before you got
Yeah,
here?
right.
How you call a foundation temporarily when that's the first thing you got to put out?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, right.
You could, but yeah, that's how they label it.
Mhm.
I went stayed in the hospital a couple of years ago. 4 days, $48,000.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You know,
How
that's
can you?
Too much.
It don't make sense.
that's
But
ridiculous.
but
You know.
back.
Yeah,
But we do have a responsibility, and one thing I don't think us younger folks are doing, I don't think we're taking care of ourselves as much as we should too.
Well, that's true. You got a point.
Right, I
That's
mean,
true.
God.
So
I mean, certainly God will help us, but I don't think He wants us to abuse our bodies.
Yeah.
you got to make the first step.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
To take care of anything, you got to make you got to make the first step.
First step.
Yeah. And the good master with you. You got to make the first step. Yeah. But if you don't, if you just stay right where you're at, that's it.
Well, you know, I was reminded of, in my mind, I remember a time we went to, you know, the nation of Israel was at the Red Sea. They were about, you know, they didn't know they could cross. They thought they were in trouble. And Moses started to pray, and he said, and God told him, why are you praying? Get up and move forward.
Right. You got to first do it.
Get up and move forward. And I think that's probably the big thing that we need to remember as a Buckner family.
That's true. That's
Yes,
true.
there's time to pray,
Yeah.
but there's time to
You
get
move
up
too.
and move forward.
We move forward. Yeah.
Move
That's
forward.
the first beginning. That the first starting of
The
thing.
number one.
Move first.
Right.
Yeah. Move. Yeah. That's the
Keep on
first.
And then move.
Yeah.
And He gives us strength when you move it.
Yeah. That's true.
When
Yeah.
you move it.
Yeah.
Well, because so getting back to that, what he says, if you got faith and you don't work it, then it becomes dead.
It's in
Yeah,
vain.
that's
It's in vain, you know.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, once again, I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome
I'm gonna
anytime.
try to get the ladies to sit down here one time and do them, and we'll put it all together.
Yeah. Right.
And I'll make sure you guys get a copy.